Cause I'm on another level. I'm bringing things to life like I'm Geppetto, like I'm Geppetto, like I'm Geppetto, pedo, pedo, pedo.
Pulling strings like Geppetto.
Happy New Year, everybody. Look, I know, y'all are like, you haven't uploaded in months, and yes, you guys, I've been so busy trying to build my production company, and I just shot a short film. I'll be filling you guys in on all that shortly. But anyway, the first video of the new year, I want to discuss how I successfully completed college. Now, a lot of you guys who follow me on social media, follow me right now at It's Geppetto. It's going to be somewhere around here in the vicinity. And anyway, and plus, can you guys please go ahead and subscribe right now? I'm going to wait. You hit subscribe? Did you press like? You hit the bell? Okay. Because I'm trying to get to 100,000 followers and subscribers this year. And you guys are asking me for more videos, and I want to go ahead and do that for you. But that's beside the point. This video is about how you can successfully complete college. Now, after high school, I work in the entertainment industry, and I delayed going to college for a couple of years because I wanted to pursue my dreams. And after a few years, I always wanted my college degree, and I just was like, I might as well go ahead and get my degree, knock these 4 years out. And I know so many other people who dropped out, so many people who barely passed college. You know, they graduated with a lot of C's and D's. One of my friends used to tell me stuff like, man, D's get degrees. I don't believe in that. And this is for a lot of young people who are venturing into college. College is, as opposed to high school, it can be easier and harder, but it all depends on how you apply yourself. Because nobody's gonna hold you to task. It's a lot more of you being proactive and getting your work done, but you have a lot more freedom and you get to be more creative and more opinionated. So there's a couple of bit of notes I took just to inspire you on how to get better grades in college. Just to let you know, I graduated top of my class, cum laude, from the honors program. So not only did I graduate from college, but I graduated with honors, cum laude. You should see my graduation photo somewhere here. Yep, you see the medallion, that was from the honors program. And yep, you see the rope, that was because I graduated cum laude. So these are tips and tricks to get better grades in college. Let's go. Number one. All right, make sure college is for you. Now, a lot of people go to college because low-key, everybody is somewhat brainwashed to think that, yeah, you know, you finish high school, you go get a degree, you get married, you get a house, you get a dog, you get a white picket fence, and you're good, right? College isn't for everyone. So, especially in this day and age, it's a lot of people who are very successful without college degree. So number one, college is not necessarily for you. So I would say take a few, if you're in high school right now, or if you're post high school and you're still debating about going back to school, make sure that you're going to college for all the right reasons, that you want to have higher level education. There's nothing wrong with people who don't want to pursue a college, 4-year college degree. There's a lot of tech schools, there's a lot of vocational schools and stuff like that you can get a certificate and be just as successful. Okay. Step two is it's okay to be undecided. A lot of times students go to college and they feel like they have to know exactly what they're going to study. Sometimes off rip you don't know what you're going to study, so just knock out all your foundation classes, get your core classes done, and go from there. I know a lot of people who straight out of high school, they rush to go to college, and probably their senior year they were like, I don't even want to study such and such, or I want to really do this. So you essentially wasted 3-4 years of your life studying something that you weren't passionate about, because trust me, at 16 you're going to be a completely different person at 22. So take a month, take a few weeks, a couple years to decide what you really want to do. It's okay to not be decided on what you want to do. Step 3. All right, you have to go to class. I cannot stress that enough. A lot of people go to college and then they're finally getting freedom, so they're like, woo, yeah, I'm gonna skip class. No. college professors hate when you skip class. So I would definitely say go to class if you can. Why I was so successful in college was the majority of the time I always went to class. I would say 90 to 95% of the time I went to class. The only time I didn't go was if I, had to do something on a set, go to class so they can know who you are, introduce yourself to your professors. When I was in college, so many students would just not speak to their professors, not come to class. There was some people that would show up to class and I was like, are you in this class? I've never seen you the whole semester. And then they fail and they want to know why they failed, because you didn't go to class. Going to class is important. You can't depend on your classmate to get you notes. It's always best to show up, go to class, even if you have to stay for half of the class period. Go to class, take your own notes, and just actively participate in your class. That's a huge tip. Trust me, college professors love that. Number 4, have open communication with your professor. Now, when I decided to go to school, I started to be a straight brown noser with all my professors. Like, how you doing, Mr. Johnson? How you doing, Miss Lewis? Always in their face, chopping it up. And while a lot of my classmates would choose not to really speak to their professors or whatever the case may be, I was always talking to them, because guess what? The nicer you are, college professors are just like anybody else. The nicer you are, the nicer they'll be to you. So there was quite a few times when I probably missed a deadline for an assignment, or I wasn't able to come in. And because I had such a good rapport with my professors, they were able to push back a deadline for me, give me an additional week or two. I even had one professor who kind of very discreetly told me what to study for an exam because he wanted to look out for me. So yeah, that was all because I built a really good relationship with my professor. So yeah, open dialogue with your professors. Go up to them on your first day, shake hands, introduce with them. If you're not sure about you being able to come to class, way in advance, email, stop by their office and keep that open dialogue, because I would always pop up in my professor's office at minimum once a month, just to let them know hey, just popping in. Is there anything I can work on? Is there anything I can do so I can make sure I finish the semester with a strong A? So definitely have open dialogue with all your professors. Number 5, click up in your classes. Now, a lot of people go to class, they don't really want to talk to their classmates. They're just kind of I'm just studying myself, I ain't talking to nobody else. No, you have to click up in your classes, because clicking up in your classes will help you relieve so much stress. Immediately when I would go to class, I would find, if I didn't know anybody in the class, I don't know, I would just always try to finesse and be extra cool with the person who I thought was super smart or just as smart as me. So I would make deals with some of the people I clicked up with, hey, I'll take all the notes this week, you take all the notes next week. Or hey, I'll do half of the study guide and you do half of the study guide. And clicking up helps a lot, because those days that you can't come to class, you're going to have a reliable person who can send you notes, let you know what you missed and all that. So don't go into your classes being a sourpuss, being antisocial. It's going to hurt you in the end. Click up in all your classes, be super cool with your classmates, because that's the way you can be looked out for, and then you can also return the favor. All right? Number 6, read everything. Now, a lot of times in college students, we get lazy and we're just I'll just read the notes the professor gave. No, that's a huge mistake. If your professor tells you between chapters 1 and 3 the test is going to be on, and even though he sends notes, you take the time to read all of the chapters. I had one professor that he was teaching and he told us, hey, you guys stop writing. I'm going to email you guys the notes. Cool, right? We came and took a test. I studied the notes like crazy all night. All of a sudden, I take the test and I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't see none of this shit in the study notes, and I'm like freaking out, and like I'm kind of looking around the classroom, and we're all looking at each other like, what the heck? We didn't see any of this in the study notes. Come to find out, he kind of did like half based on the textbook and half on the study notes. So the majority of the class either failed or got like a C on the test. So when we approached him when he did his next lecture, he was like, you guys are college students. You guys should have read the chapter. Yes, I sent you notes, but you should have read the chapter. So from since then on, even if a teacher says I'm going to send you notes, I always go back and read the chapter completely, review the slides and all that stuff. So number one, don't fully trust your professors if they're just telling you that they're going to send you notes. Fully read the chapters. Number 7, don't procrastinate. And yeah, this is one I struggle with a lot. So the thing about college is you're going to get your syllabus, and a lot of times your professors are going to give you a big gap of time. They'll say, okay, this report, it could be January, and they'll say, this report is due on May 2nd. So you know you have this 10, 15, 20 page report, and you're just kind of like pussyfooting around like, I'll get to it. February goes by, I'll get to it. March goes by, I get to it. April goes by, and then now it's the end of April and you're freaking out. Like, oh snap, I got a 15-page report and now I got to study for finals. I got this, I got that. So do not procrastinate. Anything that you can knock out quickly, go ahead and do that. So what I started to do, especially like my last 2 years of college, I went ahead and just knocked everything out as soon as I got it. So I would click up with some of my classmates. We would like, let's say it was like some online homework assignments or whatever. We'd click up and we'll just probably just, if we were able to, because some colleges and some courses, the courses are like, you know, you get a certain amount, you have to pace your work. They only let you do so much. But if you have situations where your teacher has like reports or anything and they can let you do that way ahead of time, just go ahead and knock that out. Take a weekend, don't go out, put your phone on silent, turn the TV off, and just knock everything out. I remember I started doing that, and then sometimes I would just sit back in my bed like, are all my assignments done for the month? And I would look and I'd be like, well yeah, all of them are turned in. So I could honestly chill, and then I could actually make time to do something else, as opposed to waiting until the last minute and then like rushing and, you know, burning the midnight oil and cramming to try to get assignments done. Because even though I work well under pressure, I never liked the feeling of turning in an assignment at 11:59 when it was due at midnight. And I think every college student has been through that. You know, turning in an assignment the day of, the night of, with only like a couple of seconds or minutes to spare. That is like the worst anxiety ever. It's kind of like playing Jenga. You're like, okay, and it always happens that when you're turning in an assignment late or like just in the nick of time, your internet don't want to work, the freaking portal is acting up. There's always something crazy that's gonna happen. So to avoid all that, just go ahead and knock all your assignments out in advance if you can.